All right, guys, today is a chestnut tree update. This is a fine example of boron working for chestnut trees that have been treated. If you watch my chestnut tree maintenance videos, I fertilized all the trees and I put out a boron treatment for all the trees but one tree. And this guy in the corner did not receive any boron treatment. This is going to be a great example to help show the difference between bad boron levels and good boron levels. And this tree is expressing that compared to my other chestnuts. Now, can I say this is 100% without a doubt without boron? No, not really. But I think the evidence to me is overwhelming that boron treatment has greatly influenced the reproductiveness of these trees. So let's look at this one. A non-treated tree here. All it got was its regular dose of fertilizer and nothing else. So at least on the growth end of things, you know, you can see it's actually doing really good. The leaves look nice and large. But I want you to pay attention to, these are, I've called them tassels in other videos, but they're actually called catkins. Male flowers are called catkins. And I want you to notice the number of catkins on this roughly 1 foot long growing limb. So I count 3 males. Actually, I take it back. I count 2 males and 2 female flowers right here on the very end. 3 males up here and 1 female here. And the tree pretty much looks that way across the board. It's got a decent amount of catkins in it. It actually has more than last year, but age of the tree is also starting to come into play here. And it's starting to ramp up on its own. But what happens when I put boron levels higher to where they need to be in my soil? I may have to choose a different tree here. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me zoom in. Look at how many catkins are sticking out of a limb that is about 7 to 8 inches long. There's approximately, I would say 10 to 15 in that one, limb that's right up there. The entire tree has way more catkins. Let me get my zoom right. So, there we go. Has way more catkins in it than that other tree. So same thing over here. This tree is growing like wildfire right now and has already grown a foot about on every limb so far. And we have a major difference in catkins here. Oops. If I can hold on to things. This one has 2 female flowers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 male flowers on it. So I have double the catkins there. These other limbs have far more catkins on them than that. I mean, that limb right there is basically the lower end of the register. Short limb right here has lots of catkins on it. Everything's producing much better here. This one will have more chestnuts on it than the tree that is non-treated. That one here will also have more chestnuts on it than the non-treated one. Up here is my best producer, has grown the shortest, but is absolutely loaded with female and male flowers. Even though this tree struggles to grow, for whatever reason that is, I've actually put some clover down here to help with nitrogen levels for this tree. But it is covered in head to toe here of male and female flowers. If I can reach a good limb here, Try to pull him down here for better. See, look at that. Way more catkins. Odds of production have skyrocketed, and pollination success rates are going to go way higher. This tree is absolutely killing it. By far, and I mean by far, the most male flowers I have ever seen on this tree. It is also shattering records for female flowers. So I'm looking forward to great success with this tree this year. It may actually outproduce this guy. Let me try zooming in again. It is just like a spider's web of catkins up there. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This tree zoomed in. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of zoomed in here. But look, absolutely loaded. You can see them there. Even though it's affecting my quality. There we go. Sorry if that gave you a headache. Same thing here. This tree is growing extremely well. Loaded with catkins, male and female, and is growing at a very fast clip. And I figured since I trimmed that off, all the energy would head onto the main tree, and it definitely looks like it's going to be 3 to 4 foot long growth out of this easily. Now some of these are dead, and I'm saving that for another video. I was going to cut these down, and then I realized I need to do a demonstration with these, so hopefully the same problem won't happen to you. But I've seen this before, and it sucks. But that is actually Ambrosia beetle that killed those trees. I tried to keep them at bay, and they got absolutely infested with them. So I'll save that for another video when I'm ready to work on them. Over here, this other big tree that I just got to get some help to cut this big oak limb out from around it. But this tree here has got probably the best boron treatment that I've ever gave it. I kind of underdone it with this one because I was experimenting with different rates on different trees, and now I've brought it up to the same level as my main producer, and it is absolutely throttling all catkin records from last year. There are male and female flowers on this tree, so this one will be producing this year. By far the best look. The leaf sizes are bigger on these trees. The growth rates are faster on these trees. I think the boron has greatly influenced how these trees look and grow. And over here, shaded trees, like this one is getting into be. These are shaded because of this big oak limb. But shaded trees, this guy has set a record for catkins as well. Got a heavier dose of boron, and the growth rates look fantastic. Only trimmed really 1 or 2 small limbs off of that guy, but it's growing at a much better clip than the previous year, which is fantastic to see. And then over here, this guy is producing tons of catkins as well. Very pleased with how that's turning out. And then same with this one. This one has always produced a high amount of male flowers and never a single female. And I finally found a few on it. So this tree is fixing to enter the production stage as long as nothing happens to it. Love it. Absolutely loaded with catkins. Now, my largest Dunstan is this one here. It is just now turning 15 years old and is probably in the neighborhood of 27 to 28 feet tall, and is shattering all kinds of catkin records, just like every tree I got except for one. So always remember, The one in the bottom corner down there didn't get treated like the others. And that's just to show you why I strongly believe this works. So there we go, big time catkin production, male and female. This tree is going to break a production record this year, as long as nothing crazy happens. But it's growing at an excellent clip. This tree has always grown at a very good clip, but the leaves are bigger and stronger looking than last year because I upped the boron rate. I did not really change my fertilizer rate. I mean, it might be a touch higher than what it was just because the tree's bigger, but eventually this tree's not going to get any more fertilizer except for boron. But top to bottom, that tree is covered. There's actually catkins on the shaded part of the tree back there, and it didn't have any at all last year on the backside. So it's upped its game, and I firmly believe that boron is the reason why that tree is doing so well, and all these other trees. So next year, when I do the boron treatment again, that one at the bottom corner will receive a boron treatment, and you wait and see the difference between this year and next year. I think it'll be a perfect follow-up video for these trees. But again, I do have some that have some serious issues, and it's mainly Ambrosa's the problem. But other than that, the trees that are not affected are doing great. So there's you a chestnut tree / boron update. I love timing these right when the buds swell. To me, that's the best result that I can get. I'm doing it before the catkins are developed. Do not wait till after. Do it before. So I hope this video helps you, and you'll have a great day.